Panzer Bandit is a game that is developed by a company that is no longer in business, Fill-In Cafe, a company known for two games that are as obscured as this one, Asuka 120% and Mad Stalker. If you know any of these games, you would know that this is a company that released super fun games. Released in 1997, only in Japan, this game was not a hit in the 90s. Especially it was competing against games like Final Fight and Streets of Rage and other games in this crowded and almost saturated genre. However, the game did manage to find its way and take a swing at other games, creating a cult following in Japan that is growing till this day. Panzer Bandit is not special, but it's fun. It perfects the standards of the genre, and the fighting mechanics makes it one of the most addictive gameplays ever. You start this game with 4 characters. Each one is accompanied by a robot. Ku, he is the classic anime-looking fighter accompanied by a robot that complements the whole aesthetic. Kasumi and her blue robotic pet. Then you have Mayo riding a giant robot. And finally, there is Ian. He's the cool character, not accompanied by anyone other than his cigars, maybe. He's using all kinds of guns and bombs during his fights. There are 8 levels with 8 different bosses that are as well designed as the main characters. And mainly the story goes that you are trying to reach a vessel called Ark to find and beat an evil professor that is manipulating the consumption of preserved energy to conquer the world. So it's a classic 90s beat-em-up game story. The thing that makes Panzer Bandit stand out the most is the fighting mechanics. It is almost inspired by Street Fighter. You get to do strong and weak attacks like any other game in the genre. But on top of that, you get to throw enemies on the ground. You get to throw enemies at each other. You get to jump. You get to double jump. You get to launch air combos, throw fireballs, shoot guns. It is highly addictive, and for the 8 levels that you'll play, you will meet different bosses that will challenge you a little bit, depends on what kind of character you're playing with and how you're approaching those bosses. Panzer Bandit might be regarded right now for its nostalgia factor, for its retro essence, but when this game came out, it came out in a time where beat 'em up was a genre that had a high bar, and if you're not doing anything extra or anything special, you would be thrown under the bus. But this game was not. However, it did not do anything special other than the fighting mechanics. The game does not reach the level of chaotic craziness thrown at you, yet it will keep your fingers moving at all times. The screen is never busy where you can't see what you're doing or feel a part of the action taking place. However, there is a repetitive aspect that cannot be ignored as you're fighting the same type of enemies over and over again throughout the whole game. But this is easily forgotten when you reach each level's boss and fight them. Bosses are also unlockable in this game via multiplayer mode playthroughs. So there are 12 extra characters that can be unlocked. Panzer Bandit is a well-balanced, side-scrolling basic beat-em-up game that perfects the standards and does it so well, but it doesn't do anything extra. This game gets a solid 7 in my opinion. It's not special, but it's fun. It is repetitive, but colorful. Thank you so much for listening. Please subscribe if you can, that will help out a lot. And I'll see you next time.